I looked in the mirror, I slid down on the wall, and I started crying. And I was crying not because the dress did not fit me, and yes, it did not fit me, but I simply could not recognize the woman looking back at me. And for most of us over the years, we've been fed some lies that it's about overeating, undereating, doing more crunches, exercising more, doing new diets. But really, what if this is actually a signal? What if your body is talking to you that there could be something deeper going on? Because most of us have been taught over the years that we probably don't have enough willpower, that maybe we're not doing enough, that maybe we're lazy and we are not disciplined enough. But that's simply not true. Our bodies are constantly talking to us. They're sending messages to us. They're sending signals to us. And it's not about us or you beating yourself down and beating your body into submission, but really thinking differently about your body and thinking about a brand new approach. And this is what has inferred this season, where we're going to be focusing on rethinking our belly fat. And what I'm helping us do is reshape the way we're thinking about our bodies and reshape the way we're thinking about the way we are approaching our lifestyle, nutrition, movement, and obviously in mindset. Now, I just finished doing this program on our live on Instagram, and I decided I'm going to bring it on our podcast. And so if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Coach Wedn, you're going to see me speaking to our audience online. And so I may not necessarily, like other podcasts, you may not see me looking at you directly on the camera, but what I do believe, this has hit a nerve and I've decided I want to share it with you on our podcast. So if you're watching on our YouTube channel, you may want to just listen and watch, but I'm going to be looking at my laptop. Please don't mind. I just thought this would be such an impactful class and an impactful message that I think is going to help you. So welcome to our series, Lunch and Learn, where every Wednesday on Instagram, we're going to be lunching and learning together.
Hi, I'm your host, Roseanne Kamau, a certified nutrition coach with a background in psychology. Here on Hey Sugar Podcast, you will learn how to live a healthy and sustainable lifestyle without dieting. I'll be teaching you practical tips that you can incorporate in your unique lifestyle. I am going to help you break any dieting mindset traps and show you that a healthy and sustainable lifestyle is doable. So if you're ready to change your life for good and create a healthy and sustainable lifestyle for yourself, then this is for you. Let's go.
Hello everybody. Coach Roseanne here, your nutrition, your fitness, your wellness coach and life coach. And I help busy women lose weight without dieting so that you can create a healthy and a sustainable lifestyle. And we are lunching and learning. And over the next 6 weeks, we are now in week 2. We've started a brand new series that we are dubbing Lunch and Learn, but the sub-series, we are calling this How to Reduce Your Rethinking Belly Fat. That's what we're talking about. How do we rethink belly fat? And if you start thinking and seeing your weight loss and your fat loss and the things that you've been struggling with, if you start seeing it differently, I promise you, you are going to begin to make different changes, which are going to give you different results. So what I'm helping you do is I'm helping you shift your perspective and reframe the way you've been thinking about belly fat. Now, for most of us, over the years, we've thought maybe it's about overeating, and there's definitely an element to that. For others of us, we've thought maybe we need to go to the gym, you need to do crunches, you need to do all these different exercises. And while that is true, but a very small percentage, it really is not it. That's not what causes belly fat or causes it to go away. And what I want you to begin to think is, could you begin to think differently and say, if it's not about all this dieting that I need to do, and if you've done all these diets and you're still not seeing the results, if you've cut out all these foods and you're still not seeing the results, if you've been going to the gym and running at 100 miles an hour, you're still not seeing the results, if you're cooking all these different meals and you're still not seeing the results, then could it be then that approach is wrong? Could it be that those things that you're doing and what you have been taught over the years with the different diets that have been coming up, could it be that that approach is wrong? And are you willing to sit back and say, that approach may be wrong, and why? You have the evidence that it hasn't been working. You have the data to show you that this for sure hasn't worked. Can you then begin to look at it differently? And can you then begin to reframe what you have been taught? And can you begin to think differently about what you have learned over the years? Because if that's not working and has not worked over the years, then it just means the perspective and your starting point is what's wrong. And that's what I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you over the next 6 weeks. Rethink differently, reshape your perspective, start thinking differently, because when you start thinking differently, you will start taking different actions. When you start taking different actions, what's going to happen? You're going to have different results. And I know for sure if you struggle with something, repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, it's called insanity. I think it's Einstein who said that doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, is known as insanity. And none of us are insane, because the one thing that I do know about us is we are smart. And if we're willing to figure something out, we're willing to put in the work, we will figure it out. And I know you are smart enough, girl, and I know you are going to figure it out. And so begin to think differently. And the first thing I want you to do is I want you to know that, number one, you're not lazy. You're not. Why? Because I know there are things in your life that you've done and you've been able to figure them out. Is that a lazy person? No. I know it's not about willpower, because willpower, it starts off, but it dies at some point. So it's really not about willpower. It's not about what else do I need to do? What are the things that I need to do? Willpower will die at some point. And it's not about another diet, because I'm telling you right now, the diet industry has figured out, especially women, over 70% of women are the ones who occupy gyms. Over 70% of women are the ones who are always looking for all these different things and different diets to do. Why? Because there's been this cultural association about women and our bodies. Women's bodies being used for whatever reason. I don't even know what it is about us that we're being plastered over there. We gotta look a certain way. We gotta, we have to fit a certain module that somebody sat down and cooked it up and said, we gotta look a certain way. And what I'm saying is that does not have to be the way to go about it. We're gonna have to begin to rethink, and each one of us has to begin to say, you know what, if that's dead, what are the things that I will need to do? And the first thing that I want you to do is to begin to first love on yourself. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with your body. But instead, what's happening, your belly is talking to you. Your body is giving you a signal. It's saying, ding, 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 ding. Observe this. What you're seeing is a symptom of other things. And what you're seeing is a message that you are being passed on by your body. That's the first thing I want you to do, to begin to see that your body is truly talking back to you. And you know what your body is telling you? Number one, especially if you're 35 and above, your body is telling you, one, your hormones are changing. Ding, ding, ding. Take note. Your body is telling you the stress is too high. Ding, ding, ding. The message that your body is giving you, girl, your metabolism is also slowing down. Ding, ding, ding. You see how you're not able to sleep? That's a message. That's a signal. You see how your cycle, sometimes either too painful when we have our periods, or sometimes when you just notice that it's erratic. Ding, ding, ding. That's a message. You see when your cravings are off the roof? Guess what? Ding, ding, ding. A message. Your body is not fighting with you. Your body is communicating with you. And so what I want you to begin to rethink is to imagine that your body is not the enemy, but it's your friend. And it's not just a friend, but it's a wise friend. And this wise friend is telling you, girl, red flag, red flag. Just notice. This is not the time for you to punish your body. This is not the time for you to starve it even more. This is not time for you to be rigid and to beat on yourself. This is not time for you to look at yourself in the mirror and hate your body. If anything, what you want to do is truly be so compassionate on yourself and say, okay, what's been going on in my life that now what I'm seeing is I'm beginning to notice the symptoms that my belly has been giving me. Begin to think this way, because when you begin to stop fighting yourself, this is when the real change happens. When you begin to stop talking to yourself poorly, this is when the change happens. When you begin to start saying to yourself, I am going to figure this out in a gentle way, in a loving way, this is when the changes are going to happen. The biggest mistake you don't want to make is you don't want to make the mistake of saying, we're gonna beat your body to submission. How many of you know? I mean, even think about that. When we beat our bodies to submission, what happens? Don't we get tired? Don't you get exhausted? Even think about the word beating. What are you doing? That's inflicting pain. So I want us to rethink this and really turn this messaging around that you have fed yourself year after year after year. And it's no wonder the average woman spends 17 years of her life dieting. 17. Can you imagine 17 years of your life saying, you're not worth it, you're not good enough, I hate the way I look, I hate my body? Think about that messaging that you've been passing down. Do you even realize that gets ingrained in your DNA and you're going to pass it down to our children in our DNA? I mean, the damage we do to ourselves. That's why when I say we're going to focus on the mind, this is what I'm helping us do, is to really begin to rethink and change the way we are seeing this. And you know what the body is telling you? Your body is telling you your hormones are changing. Your body is telling you your metabolism is changing. Your body is telling you you have too much stress around your life. Your body is telling you, girl, quit dieting, quit restricting, quit all that. That's the message. And you know how it shows up? Boom, smack in your belly. This is how it shows up. That's the message, and that's the way it shows up. So when the next time, the first thing I want us to do, the next time you look at your belly, okay, ordinarily, if you've been here and you've over the years have been beating yourself down, automatically that's what may come up at first. And I don't want you to beat yourself down when you notice that. What now I want you to do is I want you to say, okay, thank you, belly, for alerting me and for giving me the signal and for letting me know, yes, there's something I need to investigate that's going on in my life. And thank you that you've sustained me all these years. And thank you if you've had babies that have been able to carry babies. We begin to reshift that way. Oh, I mean, even just doing that, even as I'm teaching, I just did that and I'm like, oh, that actually felt good. That actually felt good in my body. So I want you to start doing that. And then I want you to ask, help me understand what's going on in my life. What are the things I need to focus on? And so I'm going to give you real quick a couple of rundown because hormones are one of the things that we've talked about. Your body could be telling you you're stressed. And if you're stressed, the hormone that gets released in your body is a hormone known as cortisol. And cortisol is like your body's natural alarm system. Ding. I want you to imagine, those alarms that just go ding, ding, ding in the morning or however, whatever alarm goes off, right? And when you are stressed, and let's say you're carrying stress day in, day out, because your body is trying, your cortisol, that hormone, I want you to think of it as a bodyguard, right? It's a bodyguard and it's trying to protect you. And so its job is, let's protect this girl, let's protect this body. So it's going to keep pumping it out, pumping out cortisol. Whether you worry, whether you're not sleeping, the bodyguard is like, okay, we protect. And you know what protection looks like? Store fat. And do you know where you store that fat? Yeah, girl, in that mid belly. Why? Because you're stressed. That's cortisol. That's what it's telling you. And so this is what I want you to recognize, that when you have high stress, you're going to release high cortisol and you're going to have stubborn belly fat. So what's the message? Look into your lifestyle. How stressed are you? How long have you carried that stress? And notice whether that's the message that you're getting. The second hormone is insulin. Every time we eat, insulin is a hormone. It's known as a fat storage hormone. And with this hormone, insulin is like that traffic cop, okay? You see those cops that we see when we go into Nairobi, even though sometimes they drive us crazy. Especially, let's not get political. But me, when I see them with their fists closed, I'm like, what? Okay, but insulin is a good cop, okay? Because what insulin does is its job, I want you to imagine, it's like the traffic cop that is guiding traffic around. It's telling traffic, move here, go there, go left. So what happens whenever we eat, and specifically eat sugary foods, insulin says, okay, it's coming. So let's guide this sugar. We're going to take it to the muscles, take it to the liver. We're going to take it to your blood, like everywhere. But if you have the liver, but if you have too much insulin, it then floats in the blood. And then the cop is like, okay, there's just too many cars here. So what we're going to do, let's grab these cars and let's take them to the parking lot. Let them go and park over there. Guess where the parking lot is? Guess where your parking lot is? That is where your parking lot is. Your parking lot is that midsection. Yani, I'm hoping this is helping you see and understand, because once you begin to see this, now you begin to understand, oh, if I eat too much sugar, it's like that car. So I'll need enough of it so that it goes to the muscles, it goes to the liver, it goes to in other organs. But if I eat too much, it's going to float around, and insulin does not like it floating around because you become insulin resistant. Okay, that's a story for another day. It then packs it in your midsection. So what do I want you to recognize here? If you have unstable blood sugar, you're going to be storing more belly fat because you are not stable. This is a hormone. And then we have, and my queens from 35 and above, if you're 35 years old and above, come here, listen to me, because we have estrogen. This is the hormone that is released, especially in perimenopause. This is what I call the queen hormone. Like, it's the one that is controlling the kingdom, the body, okay? It just makes sure things are working. Your brain, your gut, your bones, your joints, your mood. Literally, this hormone is amazing. It's fantastic. It's what helps us bring forth life for women. But now what happens? At around 35 and above, we begin to see a dip in that insulin. And when that happens, you begin to notice all manner of things happening. You begin to notice your mood changing. You begin to notice your energy changing. You begin to notice more belly fat. Because y'all, this one came with a vengeance, y'all, a vengeance. You begin to notice it here. And there's so many symptoms, specifically if you're perimenopausal. Achy jaws, achy joints, low mood, low libido, hot flashes. That's all people think about. Itchy ears. Your jaws are aching. Your joints are hurting. Itchiness, ringing ears, constipation, gut changes, your brain fog, forgetfulness. How many of you can say, yeah, that's me? This is your estrogen hormone. And this is what happens when it goes down. And so estrogen, which is a protective hormone, which protects your bones, your heart, your skin, your brain, etc., is now telling you, observe. Things are shifting. Things are changing. And when you see that belly fat, it's like, we got to do things slightly differently. So when you have more estrogen, you're definitely going to notice more belly storage, fat storage. And so even if your habits haven't changed, because that's what happened for me. I was doing everything right. I've been doing everything right. And my goodness gracious, I just needed to see a different approach. And there's many other hormones. So the thing that I want you to recognize is that your body is sending you a signal. And what it's telling you is your hormones are out of balance. And the way I want you to think about it, it's like a car, like your body is a car. And I want you to imagine there's all these 4 tires in the car and they're completely deflated. Do you think your body's going to be able to function? Do you think that car is going to go anywhere? So what do we need to do? We need to rethink. We need to begin to reframe. And the first thing I'm going to repeat again, your body is not broken. It is simply out of rhythm. Your body is not, you are not lacking discipline. You are not lazy. The good thing and the good news is you absolutely can begin to reset and reset it gently. and reset it gently without you punishing yourself. And if you get that you can do this gently without punishing yourself, this is how you're going to be able to create a healthy and a sustainable lifestyle. So first thing I want you to know is there's been a lot of diet culture news out there. There's been a lot of us who've been fed a lot of nonsense with the diet culture. And I want you to recognize and to know that even with all this nonsense that's been out there, of cutting out food groups, of just drinking juices, of eliminating entire food groups, of focusing on things that are not sustainable, that has failed year after year after year. And I want you to begin to look at that and look at even your favorite celebrities. Look at your favorite social media influencers. How many of them have you seen do those shortcuts and they still struggle? So I want you to begin to change your mind. And I'm telling you, I say this because I know we are smart people and we know this. And I want us to begin to take this and begin to challenge what we are seeing put out there. Because if we're seeing things not working year after year after year, I mean, y'all know, let's not get political, but we know when things aren't working, even in a country, when systems are not working, we know. And so we must demand better. And so you're going to have to demand better of who? Of yourself. And guess what? It is possible and it is doable. And to do this in a gentle way, number one is we're going to rethink that you are in control. You absolutely are 100% in control of your body. You know, the other day I was coaching my Hey Sugar girls and I was talking to them. I said, because they were like, this hit home, and they were like, and I said, when you came into this earth, you took your first breath alone. When you leave this earth, you're going to leave this earth and you're going to take this breath alone. In between, you're going to have to show up for yourself. In between, you're going to have to let go of the people who are speaking negatively, who are speaking things that are not aligned with who and what you know you need to be and who you want to become to reach that version of you want to be. So what I'm saying with that is, if you came in alone and you're going to live alone, the power that you do have is to recognize with no shadow of doubt, God put something on the inside of you. And if you're struggling with excess weight, all that's telling you is you're taking on the weight of something or somebody else. And the way it's showing up in your body is it's showing up by carrying excess weight. So the weight you're carrying, I want you to assess and ask, what other mental weight am I carrying? Because when you let go of that mental load, this other load in your body, the physicalness, and this I'm talking to my emotional Emilys. Y'all know how you are. When we get emotional, we eat food. But what's emotional? There's something out there that's triggering us. It's either the stress, it's either our hormones, but that's not what we need to deal with, okay? So I'm going to give you 3 things that I want you to start taking action on. Number 1, your mind. Take control of your mind. And I want you to start loving on yourself, loving on your body. You're not broken. Your body is not broken. Your body is a wise messenger. And it's simply giving you the signals. So I want you to start listening to the signals that your body is giving you. And do not silence them. Do not shut them down. Take a deep breath, look at them in the mirror and say, this is what's happening. And then decide to take action based on what's going to come up for you. That's number 1. Number 2, when it comes to movement, I want you to rethink this. One of the things that I like to show you guys is truly all the little ways I add my movement. When I have an opportunity to climb stairs, I'll climb stairs versus take the elevator. So I want you to begin to stack up these small steps because they add up long term. And that means instead of taking, saying, I need to sign up to the gym, I need all this money, that's going to stop you right on your tracks, isn't it? Okay, instead, you can say, I work in the 10th floor. I'm going to be climbing those stairs every day. Guess what? That's going to work. Because as long as it's something that you're doing consistently, even if it means every day, you're simply going to start by walking around the block 5 times or walking around 1 lap. But every day, you just keep showing up. That 1 lap every day, it adds up. Do not despise these small steps. Do not despise these small beginnings. And about food, because you guys know I'm all about nutrition, mindset, and food movement, it's about considering balance. Now, because we have a series that we're going to be working on over the next 6 weeks, It's about balancing your blood sugar. It's about balancing your hormones. It's about supporting your hormones. So I have a brand new free PDF for you. So comment the word hormone. And I also want to show you guys that yes, you can balance your hormones even with our rich cultural foods. Don't despise those. I want us to rethink that, because there are many of us over the years who have thought erroneously that we need to eat different foods so that we can look a certain way. Not true. Not true. So comment the word hormone. I will send you this PDF. I want you to read it. I want you to understand it. What we're doing is we are building this series up, and I am helping you because I want you to understand the things that you would need to do. Last week, I gave you another free framework that I want you to start working on. This one, I'm giving you another free framework. So comment hormone. I will share that with you. Build this on up and begin to take these steps and strategies I'm sharing with you. And the more you keep taking on these steps, notice and see if your body doesn't begin to change. Thank you guys for joining me for this Lunch and Learn series. I hope it's been helpful. Share your feedback. Send me your DM. If there's anything you're struggling with, please let me know. By the way, I'm taking all the questions that you've been sending me on a DM. After the series is over, I will now create an entire series specifically answering your questions. So again, just go to my DM, ask me any questions that you have. At the end of this 6-week series, we're going to continue Lunch and Learn every year. I will show you what the next thing that we're going to be focusing on. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me for Lunch and Learn. It's going to be every Wednesday at noon. And as always, remember, you've got one life, you've got one body, and I want you to treasure it. Bye, everybody.